So Turning Red is a really enjoyable animated movie. I was expecting a little bit more from this film, especially as Pixar's catalogue of work has been truly epic, and I do feel like this movie is a little bit overhyped, but that being said, I do feel like it's really successful in the particular storyline that it wants to tell. Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel Lifestyle Critic. I hope you're having a brilliant day. So in this video we are going to be reviewing Turning Red, which is a fantasy comedy animation movie from Pixar Studios and focuses on both the physical and the emotional turbulence of puberty, and it's a really charming film with truly outstanding visuals. And because every single person goes through puberty, they can relate to this movie in one way, shape or form. And I absolutely love all of the cultural diversity and the focus on this particular Asian culture. I just feel like it's depicted really well, and I'm going to be breaking it all down for you in this movie review. So the storyline of Turning Red focuses on its central lead character, Maitreyi, who is a really successful young student who strives really hard to be perfect in the eyes of her Asian parents, and as such she hides all of her passions and all of her crushes from them, and one day suddenly gets turned into a giant red panda. The film then explores what the Maitreyi character will do next, whilst also really looking at growing up and becoming your own person as well. Now, from a positive point of view, I absolutely love the lens that this movie has on Asian families and also just striving to be perfect and just all of the issues that come with perfectionism. For example, people pleasing, putting your own passions aside, and through striving really hard to be perfect for other people, you ultimately lose yourself and what you should be striving towards to please yourself. And I just feel like this film explores that and puts a lens onto all of it really well. Also the look at Asian families, like I said, I feel like it's just so culturally accurate and just captures this world really well. And I love the fact that it looks at growing up as well, all of the challenges that come with puberty, and this is then magnified even more given the fact that this character is just suddenly turning into this big giant red panda. I think the diversity is absolutely brilliant. I love that Pixar and Disney actually recently have been looking at very different type of cultures and telling stories that they haven't told before through this diverse lens, which I think is absolutely brilliant. And I love that it also looks at the fact that what you resist persists. So when you're trying so hard to try to cover something up, it will ultimately bubble up and come out in other ways, which I think is really interesting. And also it tells a bit of a generational family storyline as well. So you really understand why Maitreyi's mother is behaving the way she is, and also her subsequent relationship with her mother. I feel like mother relationships, mother-daughter relationships in particular, are just explored really well. It's also a really funny and humorous movie as well. Straight from the get-go, there are some brilliant laughs, and I really feel like they angled certain jokes at different age groups, so I definitely feel like it's a true family watch. And I really like the fact that they were showing that when you develop, you are going to ultimately change, but actually the person that you're changing into is actually equally more exciting than the person that you're potentially leaving behind. And even though it does focus on a female lead character, and in particular a bit of an Asian culture, I do feel like because it ultimately is telling a story about growing up and growing pains, and puberty and change and development and relationships with family members, I do actually feel like it's really relatable and applicable to pretty much all viewers, which I think is really effective. However, from a negative point of view, like I said, going into this movie, I was maybe expecting it to be a little bit more epic, especially as Pixar's brilliant catalogue of work has been so epic. And I also think it's really interesting that they were showing that the Maitreyi character, when she is exploring all of these other aspects of her life, actually her grades are starting to slip, and I wish they would have looked into this aspect a little bit more. And also the big giant red panda, I was just expecting a little bit more magic and wonder to happen. I mean, it definitely has got some magical elements and mystical aspects to this movie, especially towards the final few moments of this film. But like I said, I just wish they would have gone down that route a little bit more. But ultimately, like I said right in the beginning, it is really successful in communicating its particular narrative that I wanted to tell. So from a casting characters point of view, they really bring all of their vibrant characters to life really well through all of their voice acting performances. So let's go through them one by one. So first up we have Rosalie Chiang, who is playing the main lead character, Maitreyi, and I absolutely love the fact that she is a true A-star student who's growing up and learning to go down her own particular path, and she transforms into this big giant red panda whenever she experiences strong emotions. And I really like the fact that they were really championing really hardworking, family-loving individuals, whilst also going down your own path and experiencing all of these transformations that you're going through physically, emotionally, and also from a love point of view as well. I just feel like Maitreyi is such a great lead character in this movie. Next up we have Sandra, who is the big name in this movie, and she is honestly so phenomenal as the main character. I absolutely love how she really captures this character who is just truly striving for perfection, and you really understand why as the movie progresses. And I love the relationship that she has with her daughter, and also the relationship that she has with her mother, and the struggles with that relationship. As the movie progressed, I feel like the main character just got bigger and bigger and better, and just by the end of this movie, actually to some extent, was a similar main lead protagonist character as Maitreyi, which was so brilliant, as this movie really does focus on the mother-daughter relationship, and it really did add a brand new lens from the old-fashioned point of view that the grandmother has on families and what you need to do to be deemed socially acceptable, and the really unhealthy sides on striving so hard to have your parents' approval and for them to be deeming you to be a perfect child. I just feel like it explored everything so well. Next up we have Jin, who is the father to Maitreyi and the husband to Ming, and I feel really bad for this character. They show him to be a really dopey father, and the Ming character is so overpowering and just gets him to agree with everything that she wants. It really does show that a powerful woman will dominate and suppress all of the man's needs, which I thought was a really interesting potential aspect that they could have explored. And as this movie progresses as well, you do learn that the Jin character and the Ming character had a really epic love story, which you really don't get through the relationship of Jin and Ming. But like I said, I wish they would have explored this character a little bit more. We've also got the grandmother, who is so good as well. I absolutely love this shift in the Ming character as soon as we see her grandmother coming, and also all of her sisters, the aunties, them being so nosy in Maitreyi's life. I feel like it's so accurate from an Asian family perspective, and I absolutely love the humorous take that they had with this. We also have Maitreyi's three best friends. They don't really develop them that much, but they do all share a true passion and a true drive and love for this world's version of One Direction, who are called Four Town, even though there's 5 members in there, which they definitely do make fun of in this movie. And so from a casting character's point of view, even though some of them could have been developed a little bit more, I do feel like all in all, they are really, really great in turning red. So from a visuals point of view, honestly, the animation style in this movie is absolutely brilliant. So rich, so vibrant, so modern, and really culturally appropriate as well. I feel like all of the little animations, all of the emotions, all of the reactions, all of the things that these characters experience, I just feel like is captured really, really well, and is so distinct with this particular style that it's trying to do. You can really tell that they've got a particular vision creatively, and it's really consistent across this movie. So they're not trying to do loads of different things. They've got a particular communication style, and I absolutely love the way in which it's carried out across this movie. And like I said, really does have this massive big crescendo finale that it really does lead up towards, and is really, really effective. And I absolutely love the cultural diverse aspect of this movie as well. I love all of the Chinese foods, all of the Chinese temples, all of the Chinese rituals. All of those aspects are just captured so well, and you're instantly immersed into this particular world. And so from a visuals point of view, I feel like they have absolutely smashed it. So from a comparisons point of view, I am a massive animated movie fan. I absolutely love escaping into this brand new imaginative world, and I feel like Turning Red is really, really successful on that point. In terms of comparing it to other animated movies that I've experienced within Asian culture, I do actually prefer Wish Dragon and Mulan, and I also think from a Pixar catalogue of body of work, I do also prefer Inside Out, Incredibles, Toy Story and Coco. I do think it's a lot stronger than Monsters Inc., and I would also put it on the same level as the recently released Soul and Luca. So overall, I did really, really enjoy Turning Red. I think it's really successful in the particular narrative and storyline that it does want to tell. Like I just said, in terms of comparing it to other animated movie films, I don't think it's as strong as they are, and I don't think it's as memorable as they are either. But I do think it's really, really pioneering in the fact that it really did put a lens from a kid's point of view on puberty, and I think it's really important to express all of these different lessons from a parent to a child perspective. And it really does have all of the Disney Pixar magic in this film, and so for all of those reasons, I'm going to give it a solid 6.5 out of 10. And I would love to hear what you thought of tanning red, so please let me know in the comment section below. Otherwise, I look forward to seeing you in my next video.